Hi, this is Angela on my sustainability journey. I'm going to talk today a little bit about the seeds that I'm hoping to start off to have flowers on my balcony and some vegetables up my allotment. Hopefully some vegetables on my balcony as well. Right, here you can see I've used mushroom pots to make 6 holes in the bottom. My husband very kindly has helped me out with this. And he's stabbed 6 holes in the bottom with a pair of scissors, then got the screwdriver in and give it a wiggle to make the holes big enough for drainage holes. 2 of these smaller ones, fortunately, fit quite well into this bigger pot. As you can see by the designs in the bottom, they're from different manufacturers. Sometimes they don't sit very well, and if you look over to this one, you'll see that I've had to cut it down the side so it fits in the bigger tray a bit better. The reason why it's in a bigger tray underneath is the bigger tray underneath hasn't got any holes in it, so it will keep all the water in and stop it, whatever you put it on. There's no holes underneath, so it won't make water everywhere, but there is holes in the bottom of these 2 separate containers. While we're looking at this one, look, you can tell that I've sown some marigolds in this one, and what I've done, I've used a big natural yoghurt pot, as you can see by the back. I've cut down from the yoghurt pot down to the base all the way round and then just cut the base off, and it left me probably with about 20-25 labels like that are a bit flexible, but they're perfectly fine to stick in as a label for my plants. I've actually used a marker pen to say what they are on the top. It's quite useful as well to put the date on. I haven't yet with those, I've only just done it. This is just a recycled plant marker. And to recycle them, because they get quite grubby and you've often used a marker pen last time, if you soak them in hot soapy water after you've done the washing up and then give them a scrub with a scourer, most of the writing will come off from last year and you can reuse them. And this is a reused one from a pot from last year. This is here is one that I made from a previous episode with a lid that fits all over the top. That will help it keep it nice and sheltered. Now these over here, I bought these pots of herbs in a supermarket, and once that I'd used them, they come, as you can see here, this one used to be coriander. They come in a nice little bag, they've got the pot in, so you can actually refill the pot. You can do it with something that needs quite a lot of protection, like chilies. They quite like a nice lot of shelter to start them off, especially this time of year. It's at the end of January now. And then you can actually just fold the top down and use a peg just to keep the moisture in. This one's actually got a few holes in it as well, which will be fine. It depends on how warm you need your little mini greenhouse. There's another one here that I've got. This one used to have coriander in it. This is from a different supermarket. This one's from Lidl's. So that one's got rather a lot of printing on it, so it won't let in as much light as the other one. So I might use a different recycled bag to put the pot in, but the principle's the same. Just put it in the bag and fold it with the top. The actual bag shape with these pre-bought herbs, it's quite a nice long triangle shape, so that's quite nice, and it fits nice with the pot and easy to carry them around and things like that. So this sort of shape's ideal. Of course, you can't usually get a bag this shape unless you actually buy a herb, but I've recycled mine probably for about 2 or 3 years now, to be fair. For that one, I just keep them in a pile somewhere. One of the downsides of recycling a lot is you tend to have a lot of rubbish everywhere because you're going to use it for something. But if you keep watching, I'll be able to tell you some hints and tips for how to be more efficient in your recycling. It's quite time consuming, so some time saving tips as well, and useful pointers about how to help you be sustainable. The smaller the seed, the less soil you need to put on top. And these are very small seeds, so you almost don't need to cover them, because by the time you actually water them, the water will actually press them down wash them into the soil. I'm just going to press them lightly so that the seed has contact with the soil. That's a nice little packet of viola ones. Got a few seeds left in there, so if these don't germinate because it's too cold or there's been a problem, I've got a few left to grow some more. So that's viola, put that in there. Put that there so I remember that I've done them. This one's tagetes, I've used the natural yoghurt pot label for that one. These smell really, really nice apparently. They're very small, like little marigold plants. But marigolds are supposed to be good companion plants to put with vegetables to keep off the slugs. But I like them for the colour, and they're quite small, and I'm hoping to have them in pots on my balcony, which is why I've chosen those. A nice lot of seeds in this particular packet, so I'm hopefully going to have some at the allotment and some at home as well. And bright yellow. It's quite a nice contrast with some of the other little plants I'm going to be growing. I've got some black ones, black flowers called Nemophila that I'm going to grow today as well. Always a good idea to put them in your hand first. If you do it with the packet, I've ended up with great big piles of them. Well, I haven't done it quite right, but some people have got a knack with actually tipping them straight from the packet, but I'm a little bit on the clumsy side, to tell the truth. So I'm going to put a nice lot of seeds in there, just in case some don't germinate. Fold the foil packet back over, keep them as fresh as you can. When I tear the packets off, I always put the bit that I've torn off back inside, because it's probably got some useful information that you might not find useful now, but you might need the useful information later. On this bit that I've ripped off, it says sow February to May, flowers June to October. Although I don't need that information now, I might need that information later, so I'll stick it back in the packet. The seeds, put that in there, just lightly cover itself. It's quite a nice sense of looking forward to what they're going to look like. I've got the yellow tagetes there, look. I'm going to sow those next to the Nemophila, which I think are just a little bit bigger, so I'll put these at the back because they're a bit taller, and the smaller ones in the front, so the black and yellow I'm hoping will give us a nice contrast. Got another label there that I've done from the yoghurt pot, same yoghurt pot, because it makes lots of labels, even one yoghurt pot. Tear off the bottom, although the packet's stuck itself, I think. Oh, there we are, it's loosened itself in the bottom. Might be an idea for me next time to rip the top of that packet off rather than the bottom. I never seem to be that organised, but never mind, the job's going to be done, that's the main thing. Better to do something than nothing. Giving it my best shot. About that many I think will fit in that pot. These are the lovely black ones, the Nemophila. So you can't often find flowers with black petals on, so quite looking forward to this. Not grown them before, so I'm hoping that they'll look lovely. So some of this dirt's a little bit clumpy, so I'll just break it up a little bit on the top. Press it down, contact with the seed, just gently. There we are, and that's those 3 packets of seeds, ready to wait and see when they germinate. These pots are recycled pots. They used to have sandwich fillings in them, in a big, what would you call it, wholesalers called Booker, and this one used to have coronation chicken in it, and I probably had these for about 4 or 5 years, and I recycle them each year. Actually, I think I've had these pots about 6 or 7 years, and as long as you start the seedlings off and then keep them out the sunlight through the summer, they will actually last quite a long time, 6 or 7 years so far for me. So, and they're not deteriorated at all, so I'm hoping maybe at least 10 years to last these as pots, which is a lot longer than the black plastic flower pots that you buy with plants in. Well, this is a couple of weeks later. This is the penny black, the one that has black petals. As you see, these are doing quite well. These are the little yellow tagetes, and it looks like they haven't germinated at all. So I'm going to have another go with those, just sow a few seeds on top. So if the ones are starting to germinate underneath, they can keep growing through. And this is the little purple pansy viola. As you can see in there, we've got quite a few of those growing as well. So always worth a try. Give us a like if you want me to to do some more about seeds and pots, but I shall be talking about something completely different next week.